What's up, guys? Welcome to the Playbook Sports Podcast. Coming at you with another video today. As you've seen from our previous few videos, we have a new series out, NFL Scripts 2023-2024 season, brought to you by Roger Goodell himself. These are his words, not ours. Not ours. So if you have a problem with them, go holler at Raj for us. With great power comes great responsibility. As you know, Roger Goodell is the judge, jury, and executioner of the NFL. However, he did not trust all of us to have all of these scripts individually, so he's divvied up the 8 divisions amongst the 4 of us guys here on this podcast. He's given me the AFC South and the AFC East. So before we dive into this series and these divisions, Nate, let the people know who this podcast and this video today is brought to you by.
I want to give a special shout out to today's sponsors, starting with Gold Fine and Bowles, Lawyers for the Injured. Personal injury, workers' compensation, those are their 2 things, but any sort of legal advice, they're the people to call. Give them a phone call, 309-673-5144. Tell them we sent you, okay? And I'd also like to shout out SeatGeek for sponsoring today's video as well. Use promo code PlaybookSports on their website to get $20 off your first purchase of $30 or more. Let's get back to the video.
Thanks, Nate. As you guys can tell by the title of this video, we will be talking about the Tennessee Titans and what Roger Goodell and the NFL have scripted for the 2022-2023 season for your Tennessee Titans. Looking at it now, I'm not going to lie, I looked ahead. Not great. Not great in Music City. Not great for the Tennessee Titans this season. Let's look ahead. Let's see what the end result is here for the Titans, and let's go into it and see how they got there. Roger Goodell has the Titans finishing 2-15. Wow. 2-15, securing the number 1 pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. 2-4 in the AFC South Division. Not making the playoffs, not winning NFL honors awards. Let's dive into it. Let's see who they play at home. Let's see who they play on the road, and let's see if we agree with Roger, because 2-15 sounds pretty rough for a perennial playoff team the last few seasons. Let's see who they play at home. Let's start with the home games. They host the LA Chargers. They host the Cincinnati Bengals. They host the Atlanta Falcons. They host the Carolina Panthers. They host the Seattle Seahawks, and they host the Colts, Texans, and Jaguars as well. Pretty tough, but a lot of those games are at home versus on the road in those atmospheres. Who do they play on the road? New Orleans Saints, Cleveland Browns, Pittsburgh Steelers, Tampa Bay Bucks, Miami Dolphins, Indianapolis Colts, Jacksonville Jaguars, Houston Texans, all on the road. They're going to make several trips. 3 trips to Florida this year. Interesting. They got 1 neutral site game. Sorry, England fans. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. They will play the Baltimore Ravens overseas. Kind of a revenge game for both teams. Those teams don't really like each other the last few seasons at least. Should be an exciting game. Let's see how they finish 2-15. Let's break down their schedule. Roger Goodell has an incredibly rough schedule here for the Tennessee Titans. Spoiler alert, Roger Goodell has the Titans losing their first 11 games of the season. Wow. 0-11. Wow. Let's see how he does it. Biggest storyline for the Tennessee Titans this season. Will Levis will break camp as the starting quarterback for your Tennessee Titans, as Mike Vrabel sees he is the only quarterback on the roster that can actually throw the football. Wow. Day 1 starter for Will Levis, who slid in the draft. Let's see how he reacts. 0-11 seems a bit rough for somebody who already slid in the draft. Does it affect his psyche or not? Let's dive into the schedule. Week 1, they go to New Orleans to face the revamped Saints and Derek Carr. Well, they will lose 24-14 in New Orleans. Not a great start for your Tennessee Titans. 0-1 week 1. Week 2, they will host the LA Chargers. Well, they will lose 34-21 behind a big Justin Herbert game and a not so big Tennessee Titans defensive game there. 0-2 start through 2 weeks. They will then go to Cleveland. Well, they will lose yet again 27-17. Too much Nick Chubb in week 3. Cleveland beats Tennessee. Let's look at September. 0-3 in September. 2 road games against okay teams, maybe fringe playoff teams, and then 1 game at home against, I'd probably argue, a for sure playoff team in the Chargers. I could see them going 1-2. I could see them winning one of those games in New Orleans or Cleveland. Roger has them losing all 3. I for sure think they lose to the Chargers regardless of what they do on the road in the other 2 games. Wow, Roger's pretty harsh. He's pretty harsh. October doesn't get any better for the Tennessee Titans. It's also probably one of their rougher months of the year as far as opponents go. Week 4, they host the Cincinnati Bengals. Well, they will get throttled 38-20. Yikes. 38-20 at home to the Bengals. where they just played a couple years ago as a 1 seed and lost as well. 0-4 after 4 weeks. Week 5, they visit Indianapolis Colts. Well, they will have the head-to-head matchup between Levis and Richardson, and they will fall yet again 24-21 in a heartbreaking 1-score loss in Indianapolis. Week 6 is their week where they go to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and face the Baltimore Ravens. They will fall yet again 27-17 to a stout Ravens defense overseas. Week 7, they get the bye week. Can't win or lose on the bye week. 0-6, much needed bye week. Not only traveling back from overseas, but also for their own psyche and just to refresh the locker room. They need that bye week starting 0-6. Week 8, they host the Atlanta Falcons, where they will fall yet again 23-14 in a defensive struggle. A lot of running in this game between Henry and Robinson. 23-14 loss at home in week 8. 0-4 month in October. I could argue they beat this is Roger. This is all Roger. I'd argue they could beat the Falcons at home for sure. I'd argue they could win in Indianapolis as well, depending quarterback situation and injury situation for both teams. I think they lose the Ravens. I think they lose the Bengals. Those are pretty safe picks for me. I could see a 2-2 month or a 1-3 month. Roger says 0-4. I don't know, Raj. Going into November, week 9, they visit 3 straight road games to start November. Not great for an 0-7 team, according to Raj. Week 9, they're going to Pittsburgh. Well, they will lose a close game. A lot of running yet again in this game. They will lose 24-20 in week 9 in Pittsburgh, moving to 0-8 on the season. Week 10, they go to Tampa Bay to face the Buccaneers in a defensive struggle. Another loss for the Tennessee Titans, 23-17 at the hands of Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers. Week 11, they visit Jacksonville. Yet another Florida trip here, where they will fall to the Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence 31-20 in this game, moving to 0-10 on the season. And there's a lot of questions going around about if Levis is even going to get a second year, a second chance, or is Vrabel even going to stick around. There's a lot of question marks being asked well before this week, but definitely after this week. A lot of question marks being asked. Week 12, they return home to face the Carolina Panthers. Well, they will lose an ugly game, 21-16 to Bryce Young and the Panthers in a battle of rookie quarterbacks, moving to 0-11 on the season for the Tennessee Titans. December starts, November 0-4. Let's talk about November quick. I think they do lose to the Steelers. Just defensively, I like the Steelers a lot. I agree with Roger there. Probably a lot of running between Harris and Henry in that game. Tampa Bay, I think they could beat Tampa Bay. Obviously, it depends how Baker plays. I don't know if I agree with Roger in that game. I think they lose. I think I agree with Roger. I think they lose to Jacksonville and the Jaguars in week 11. And then the Panthers game as well. They got a rookie quarterback and Bryce Young coming in. I could see them beating the Panthers. I could see a 2-2 month here for November. Roger sees an 0-4. Roger's a heartless bastard. 0-4 in November, 0-11 after November. Going into December, week 13, they will host the Indianapolis Colts, where they will get their first win of the season, 21-20 over Anthony Richardson and the Colts. Once again, what happens in this game? Late field goal late for the Titans. Do the Colts miss a PAT? What happens in this game to make it 21-20? Who cares if you're a Titans fan? First win of the year. Week 14 does not get any easier, traveling to Miami to take on the Dolphins, who will be in the heat of a playoff race at this point of the season. Well, they will blow out the Titans 27-13, moving the Titans to 1-12 on the season. Week 15, you see the Tennessee Titans hosting the Houston Texans, division opponent. Well, they will find their second win of the season, 23-16 over the Texans in week 15, moving to 2-12 on the season. Christmas Eve, they will host the Seattle Seahawks and Geno Smith in the game. Well, they will lose yet again 24-14 while Seattle's in the heart of a playoff race as well. They will win 24-14 over the Texans, moving the Texans to 2-13 on the season. Week 17, the Titans will visit Houston and the Texans, and they will lose in week 17, 20-14, and a heartbreaking 1-score overtime loss, 20-14 on OT. That's a low-scoring game. Raj, Happy New Year. Overtime loss, devastating. 2-14 after December. Roger has them 2-3 in December. I'd probably agree with that. I think they split one between the Texans for sure. I think they could split with the Colts from that earlier matchup in the season. I think they for sure lose to the Dolphins, for sure lose to the Seahawks, barring injury and quarterback situation in both of those games. I could see a 2-3. I could see a 3-2, but I don't see anything higher than 3-2 in the month of December. for your Tennessee Titans. Week 18, final week of the season. Every Titans fan was waiting for this day. You're hoping you're full tank. If you're 2-14, you're hoping to lose this game to secure that number one spot. And you will lose this game 17-13 at home to the Jacksonville Jaguars, finishing the season 2-15, 2-4 in the division, splitting with the Colts and Texans while getting swept by the Jacksonville Jaguars. AFC South, Jacksonville at the top, Indy in second, Houston in third, Tennessee in fourth place. I don't know if I agree with those last couple. I could for sure see the Titans finishing second. It would be totally Vrabel-esque and Henry-esque. They've done it without quarterbacks in the past. I could do it with whoever's playing quarterback yet again this year. I don't know if I agree with Raj. 2-15 is a little harsh. I could for sure see as up to like a 6-10, 7-9, or 6-11, 7-10. I could see up to that. I don't know if I agree with Raj. I agree with him. No playoffs, no NFL awards. I don't see anybody on this Titans team winning an award unless Vrabel can coach them to a playoff, and then Vrabel will be coach of the year. But what Roger has on the script here, no playoffs, no awards. Let us know down below in the comments. Do you agree with Roger with 2-15? Do you agree with me more of like a 6-11, 7-10 record? Let us know. That's the Tennessee Titans 23-24 script. See you guys later.